Making sure I'm going here. Make sure we are. That's beautiful.
Thanks, Chairman.
When I left the Navy, I had to go through a transition assistance class, and the instructor gave us a little quiz. And he said, write down your favorite color or 3 adjectives describing that color, your favorite animal, 3 adjectives describing that animal, your favorite body of water, 3 adjectives describing that body of water. And then imagine you're in a room. There's 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. You can't see them or you can't touch them, you just know they're there. How does that make you feel? And when I first came to know God was real, I was always like, it was just a challenge to try to keep myself focused on Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Life kept getting in the way, and I'm like, this is a place that I could do that. And so I wrote Free and Unbound. And then he came and explained what those meant, those symbols. The color represents how other people see you. The animals, how you see yourself. The body of water, sex as it pertains to you. The room represented death. And what I had written was free and unbound. And that made an imprint with me. And since then, I'm always, I don't want to be in a hole in the ground and running a cycle of all my experiences in life or all of my thoughts in my life. I want to go with him. And so I'm always trying to, put him first. And then in 2004, I got diagnosed with PTSD. I started breaking out shingles like 7 times. I broke out shingles. And it corresponded with every time one of my friends died in Iraq or Afghanistan. And so they diagnosed me with PTSD, and I had to go to classes, and they explained what it works. And what happens when you're in a trauma situation or a stressful situation, those lessons you learn, you don't have to learn once. Okay, they get branded in your brain. Okay, and the systems or the strategies you use to deal with that trauma are perfect for that situation. For me, I was in the invasion of Panama. The enemy knew we were coming. We were on a runway with no cover and concealment. We walked into an ambush, and bad things happened. And I'm like, that's never happened to me again. So my response is, if I don't think I'm going to win, I don't engage. Right? And that's a really good situation. There's philosophy for that situation, but not for everything. When my wife wants to have an uncomfortable conversation, I'm like, after I finish my run, PTSD people have to have their safe space. My safe space is working out. If I'm in shape, I don't worry about anybody or many things, so I work out all the time. And I'm thinking, if I could just have that overlay of Christ, that I'm just dreading that traumatic situation that's greater than what I've been through to make that happen. And our preacher was giving a talk on how whenever there's been a traumatic situation, the churches get full. The Depression, World War II, September 11th. But I have a friend of mine who's a computational biologist. She's been published for the genetic predisposition for alcoholism and the human genome, and she's doing a paper on PTSD, and she's explaining I don't have to have that happening. And what I need to do is like learning algebra or sport is make that habit, just through repetition, create those neural pathways. And so in the event that traumatic experience comes uncovered, okay, but I'm still creating that habit. And I need God's grace, because in my situation, trained boxer my whole life and a Navy SEAL, I need the courage to stand in there and deal with harsh situations, criticism. And there are other people, some people that think they have a crazy wife or girlfriend. They're not crazy, and they're not illogical. What they're doing is makes sense to them because they may have had a traumatic experience, getting beat up by their ex-husband. Okay, and so it makes sense to them. So you need grace to deal with them, right? Because it's not their fault. And so these are the things that I want to share with other veterans who have PTSD, and that is why I come to this event. And you create this atmosphere, that safe space, and it helps all of us. There were times I wasn't